There was once a boy, born in the forgotten alleys of a broken slum. He didn't have toys. He didn't have a warm bed. He didn't even have a nameplate on his door, because there was no door. There was no home. Every morning, before the sun's rays even touched the rooftops, he walked barefoot on dusty paths, searching near garbage dumps for leftovers. His hands would tremble as he picked scraps of stale bread. People saw him, but quickly turned their faces away. Some whispered, "This beggar boy will die on the streets one day." But inside him, he was not just a beggar. He was a dreamer. At night, when the world slept, he sat under a broken streetlight. With torn newspapers in his hands, he traced letters with his fingers. He couldn't read yet, but his lips moved, whispering sounds, slowly teaching himself. He was hungry. He shivered in the cold. He was alone. Many nights, he looked up at the sky with tear-filled eyes and asked, "God, why is life so cruel to me?" But every morning, he stood up again. He dusted his torn shirt and whispered to himself, "One day, this story will change." Years passed. The boy grew older, but life didn't get easier. Sometimes he cleaned tables in a cheap hotel. Sometimes he carried heavy loads at the railway station. Sometimes he polished shoes by the roadside. The few coins he earned, he spent either on food or on old second-hand books. People laughed at him. They mocked him. "Books? You're a fool. Beggars never succeed." But he just smiled quietly, because he knew knowledge was his only way out. One day, while serving tea at a roadside stall, he overheard two men talking. They were discussing business. That one word struck his heart like lightning. That night, he couldn't sleep. Again and again, he whispered, "Business, business." He didn't even know what it meant, but something deep inside told him this was the path. From that day, he began to learn. He asked questions. He read whatever books he could find. He watched people. He studied habits. He observed markets. He failed many times. He lost money. He was cheated. He was left alone. But he never gave up. Slowly, he set up a small cart. No fancy shop. No facilities. Just one table, one chair, and one dream. He sold breakfast, tea, and newspapers. Some days, he made no profit. Some nights, he went hungry again. But his hunger was no longer for food, it was for success. Time passed. The cart became a shop. The shop turned into a small company. People still doubted him, but he kept going. And then came the moment that changed everything. A wealthy businessman noticed his honesty and hard work. He gave him an opportunity. And that one chance flipped his entire life. The small business grew. Shops multiplied. Employees joined. His name spread. Years later, the same beggar boy, who once searched for food in garbage, now owned buildings, companies, and wealth worth millions. And those same people, who once mocked him, now stood in line to shake his hand. But he never forgot his wounds. He never forgot the nights when hunger filled his eyes with tears. That's why he used his wealth to build schools. To make sure no child had to study under a broken streetlight again. And his message was simple. I was born empty-handed. No home, no bed, no name. But I had a dream. And a dream is enough, if you never give up. Pushpin the lesson. Your situation does not define your future. Pain either breaks you, or it makes you. If a beggar boy can rise to become a millionaire, what excuse do you have?